All right. So next up and final on the docket for today, and rounding out the last of the Lightning Showcase for the 12 days of TMC, we have Total Expert. So we've got Sean Bishop with us and Frank Taraborelli. Hopefully
Thank
I
you
did
very
that
much.
right. And they are going to talk to us about the consumer direct offerings that Total Expert bring to the partnership.
Thank you very much, Tony. I am Scott Bishop, Senior Product Manager here at Total Expert, working on our lead management product team. For those who are not already familiar, Total Expert combines CRM, content management, and marketing automation solutions into a single streamlined platform that is purpose-built for financial services. Today on the demo, we're going to run you through our Journeys feature, which include best practice marketing automation templates that will help your loan officers market at scale. We'll then take a look at our workflow engine lead distribution system that gives administrators intuitive and precise control over how leads can be distributed throughout the organization for optimal conversion. And we'll end the demo with a look at our lead management capabilities that give loan officers the tools to not just be the first to contact a potential customer, but really become the first to connect with that customer. So I am going to hand over the demo to my esteemed colleague, Mr. Frank Taraborelli.
Thanks, Scott. Hello, everyone. My name is Frank Taraborelli. I'm a sales engineer here at Total Expert. And as Scott mentioned, I'm going to be walking you through our Total Expert customer experience platform, specifically for consumer direct. Scott mentioned that this consumer direct solution really combines the sales, marketing, compliance, along with our lead management, which includes dialer, two-way SMS, and a workflow distribution engine as well. Everything that you see here is going to be persona and permission based, so the right users can access the right parts of Total Expert. Scott mentioned, I'll be taking you through a little bit of the admin backbone of Journeys and workflow automation. And then we'll touch on consumer direct loan officers functionality. Really, our platform is driven by API integrations with point of sales, loan origination systems, and other best in breed technologies. And this really provides loan officers with a powerful and efficient effort multiplying platform. It gives admins one platform to manage instead of having to manage multiple systems. And combining this data ultimately gives the borrower a better experience as they go through the lead and the loan lifecycle. So the first thing that we'll take a look at is we'll take a look at our journeys. And our journeys are really the way that we create that borrower automation at scale. So these journeys are going to consist of about, Total Expert has about 40 to 50 different best practice journeys that include our expert content or can include your own customized content as well. And these different journeys align with different parts of the lead and loan lifecycle. These are easily editable utilizing a no-code solution, so you can take our best practice journeys and you can modify them and really optimize them on the fly. We're going to take a look at some journeys here, starting at the top of the funnel for a lead nurture journey. And what's happening here and what you're looking at is a contact strategy that's developed for leads that, in my example, are coming from Zillow, LendingTree, maybe they're coming from a website or a file import. Now we're going to automate some tasks that loan officers or loan officer systems have to do manually. In my example here, we're going to send that user a notification because they just got a new lead. Now is a great time to reach out. And we're also going to follow that up with a task as well. These tasks can include call scripts to help loan officers have high value conversations. And then to automate some of the maybe manual follow-up that loan officers or loan officer assistants, maybe call center reps are making, we can send an automated email. And that can be an intro email that goes out to the lead. It can also be an SMS text message that's based on a template. And of course, templates are repopulated. So for compliance purposes, we know the messaging that gets sent out. Obviously, when a new lead comes in, we don't always reach that lead the first try. It would be great if we could, right? But we're going to build that contact strategy to make sure that we're engaging throughout that lead lifecycle, automating follow-up tasks, automating emails and text messages as well to keep that lead engaged and try to break through and make that contact. When we do make the contact, we're also going to automate as well. But now that we've made contact, we want to automate in a fashion that's relevant to where that lead is. So if we've spoken to somebody, now we can send out that thanks for chatting email or that SMS follow-up that just gives them a quick little rundown of our contact information and the way to reach us. And then continuously dripping content out to those contacts to help with the loan application pull through, to make sure that we're having that high value conversation, and those high value conversations are ultimately ending up with loans. And lastly, here on this journey, what you're looking at is that the journey is smart enough with our integrations to know that when a loan is created, we're going to stop this journey because we no longer have to drip out to a lead nurture and send out lead nurture content to somebody who has created a loan, started a file, right, is in the application process. That's where some of our other journeys take place. And as I mentioned, these journeys go through the loan or the lead life cycle. So after we start an application, we probably want to keep them up to date on where that application is. And in my example, we're looking here at an in-process milestone journey. And this is going to read from an LOS with integrations we have with different LOS partners to keep not only the borrower up to date on where their loan is, but also keep any other loan participants. And these loan participants can be co-borrowers, but they can also be listing agents, buyer agents. And in the Total Expert platform, we also have the ability to co-brand some of this content that goes out as well on their behalf. So now we're taking communication that maybe comes from multiple platforms, like maybe a lead management, and then a POS, then an LOS, and we're able to automate that, keep it in one platform for efficiency, for consistent brand voice, but also visibility. So this way, anyone that has visibility into an individual loan or an individual contact can see what's being sent out on their behalf. Last but not least, I also want to highlight our post-closure retention journeys as well. And these retention journeys include the birthday or the loan anniversary content, right, that everybody utilizes, but it also takes it one step further by utilizing intelligent insights from either third-party providers or insights that Total Expert could be providing as well to let you know when, in my example here, a contact lists their address on the MLS, or possibly an insight into a credit pull as well. So here what we're doing is we're able to get additional data besides just the typical CRM data of when is their birthday or when is their loan anniversary as well. So by utilizing these journeys, you're automating that borrower engagement and you're doing it at scale on behalf of your loan officers. So your loan officers don't have to worry about creating those manual tasks, sending out those manual text messages or manual emails. And now they're able to reply to the emails, reply to the text messages, and keep having those high value conversations. Scott had also mentioned that we're developing, and Scott had also mentioned that we have developed and continuously developing a workflow engine that handles lead distribution to make sure that the right lead gets to the right loan officer at the right time. And when we're developing this solution, similar to our journey builder, this is all a no-code solution that has powerful lead distribution features, but it's also admin friendly. So you don't need that PhD in lead management to get the right lead to the right loan officer at the right time. When we're speaking about lead distribution, we're speaking about distributing those leads either sequentially, which most people know as round robin, but we also have the availability with our in-platform dialer to simultaneously distribute these leads. When we're simultaneously distributing leads, what we're doing is it's almost like a shotgun program where it's going to notify all users, and the most available user is going to be able to receive that lead. And this simultaneous distribution is great for the very time-sensitive leads, maybe rate table leads that it's a race against other competitors. So we have the ability to focus on that speed to lead. Another way that our workflow engine helps with distribution and kind of decluttering multiple, if not dozens of lead distribution rules is the ability to utilize, again, that in-platform dialer to realize when a phone call is made. And if a phone call is not made within a specific time frame, redistributing that lead to a better, more available loan officer. Here in my example, if a lead is distributed utilizing this program and it's not dialed in an hour, it's going to automatically redistribute. So now as an admin, you don't need to create multiple lead distribution rules to really handle the distribution for one specific lead source. When we are distributing our leads, we have filters to make sure that we are getting that right lead to the right person. So for example, a state license match, if that applies, could be the first thing that happens to these leads before they distribute out to my loan officers here, Heather, Jennifer, and Lucas. And then when we speak about fine tuning the lead distribution, we can utilize things like lead volume, the number of leads they receive, loan request types, or even throughput to make sure that we're distributing the right lead to the right loan officer, but we're not overwhelming loan officers and needing to have redistribution. And what this throughput that you're looking at here says that if I have 3 leads that are in the contacted status and maybe they're backing up a little bit for Heather Erickson, we're not going to distribute any more leads to Heather until she catches up a little bit. So here, by having this throughput filter, we don't have to wait for Heather to get overwhelmed. Some of the leads may be dying on the vine, and then also having to rely on redistribution, but we're preventing that redistribution from needing to happen proactively. Also, by utilizing our different filters, we can make sure that someone new, like maybe Jennifer here, only gets 1 lead per hour because maybe she's a little bit new, or maybe somebody like Lucas here, who specializes in something like refi loans, can make sure he receives his right leads. So now we're getting the best leads, the best loan officers at the best time. And as you can see here, it's all in a very admin-friendly view. So whether you are an admin or a manager, whoever has access to this distribution program can take a look at the distribution. They can understand what's happening without running multiple reports and really sifting through the data to understand why leads are being distributed where. Next, let's look at the functionality that a loan officer will utilize in their day-to-day. And we're speaking about a loan officer. It could be a loan officer assistant, CSR. Could also be even a hybrid or retail loan officer. But what you're looking at here is a lead pipeline that not only shows leads in a customizable view, depending on how a loan officer wants to look at their book of business, but also in view reporting. So this reporting dynamically updates as I look through my pipeline. And whoever has access to this content, these leads, has access to the reporting. So something like a manager or a loan officer assistant could see multiple loan officers' pipelines, multiple loan officers' leads, and in my example, multiple loan officers' dynamic reporting as well. I like to think of having this all leads as a safety blanket. Loan officers always want to know where all their leads are. In my example, I have 17 leads. Throw a couple zeros on that, and that's probably a more reasonable number here. But if I have 17 leads, 1,700 or 17,000 leads, right? The leads aren't going to necessarily raise their own hand, right? We want, as an organization, we're going to want our loan officers to have that prescribed method on who's the next best lead to call, and that's where our call queues come into play. So our call queues is going to be a prioritized list that's customizable, can be set up by team, by loan officer, or at the organizational level to show you the leads that are most important, like Tammy here, or maybe closest to the dollar. Somebody has had their credit pulled in the last 7 days, or maybe somebody that listed their property on the MLS. I mentioned before with our MLS integration, we're able to see that Billy Beans listed his property. And now that he's listed his property, may not want to tell him why I'm calling and give him that insight, but now might be a good time for me to rekindle that relationship if I haven't spoken to Billy in a while. We're going to look at Tammy here. Tammy's my most important. She's my new lead. And within our prioritized view here, within this call queue that's going to rank leads, customized based on your organization's needs, we see that Tammy's at the top, but we're going to give a loan officer more than just Tammy's name and phone number. We're going to give the interaction history. This gives visibility into those journeys I mentioned before, like that CD lead nurture journey that I showed you a few minutes ago. We're also going to give her information on any loans if it's applicable, but then also the CRM information, her name, her email, her cell phone number. And now when it is time to reach out to Tammy, we can easily log an outcome, create a follow-up task. You can also click to dial right from our platform as well, utilizing the dialer that I had mentioned. So as a loan officer, I can make a quick phone call. I click to dial, the dialer window is going to pop up and allow me to create in-platform note-taking. So I can say that I spoke with Tammy. I can take my notes in the same platform I'm making the dial, select my outcome. And then also everything that I do is going to be logged to my record. So now all of the emails that are sent out automatically, any of the phone calls or notes, including the call being recorded in the transcription as well, is available to the loan officer, is available to the sales manager that has visibility into the loan officer's leads, or also in this example, compliance can listen to the call or look through the transcript for the buzzwords that a compliance team member is looking for. We also have the ability to, I mentioned the ability for SMS. And including those templates that go out, we have the ability to have two-way SMS as well. So what you're looking at here is a loan officer's responses on the right, and the borrower responding to a text message on the left. So by creating those phone calls, sending those automated emails, sending text messages, we're engaging with the borrower where the borrower lives. So if the borrower is somebody like me who's on Zoom calls all day, they can respond to a text message or an email, or maybe if they're more a phone type of person, they can of course pick up the phone when you give them a call. Thanks, Tom, for the feedback. If anyone does have any questions, by all means, please put them in the chat. But in conclusion, our consumer direct solution combines that sales, marketing, compliance, along with the lead management, which is the dialer, the two-way SMS, and the workflow distribution engine. And really, again, this platform makes loan officers more efficient by multiplying the effort that they're taking in platform, and ultimately gives the borrower a better experience by combining data from the POS, the LOS, of course, the CRM and dialer data. So anyone who's working with a specific borrower has that full 360-degree view of the email communications, the phone calls, the recordings, right? So they can be more personable, they can humanize, personalize their conversations, give that borrower a better experience. So if you'd like to learn more, feel free to reach out to the Total Expert team. Visit our website, totalexpert.com/consumerdirect. If there are any questions, please put them in the chat. If not, thank you everyone for your time.
Excellent. Thanks, Scott. Thank you, Frank. Appreciate that. You know, and it's all about that borrower journey, right? You don't want to like start a conversation and then feel like you're having to give all of your information over again. It's making it that personal connection. So that's just fantastic. And I, you know, kudos to you guys for thinking it completely through and being total experts. So there you go.